May Allah's peace, mercy, and His greetings be upon you. Before we proceed to this episode, we must know that the key to victory over atheists is patience and certainty. Allah, the Almighty, says in the Noble Quran, chapter 32 Surah Al-Sajdah, verse 24.
وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ بِأَمْرِنَا لَمَّا صَبَرُوا وَكَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يُوقِنُونَ.
Preserving with patience away from sins, and with getting close to obedience, and calling people to God. This is the intended patience. Preserving with patience away from sins, and preserving with patience close to obedience. For certainty, it includes established knowledge and believing in God's victory. With patience and certainty, leadership in religion is attained, and God opens the hearts of people for you. Whenever you became weak and committed sins, repent and ask Allah for forgiveness immediately. If you committed sins again, then you must ask for forgiveness again, and so on. Never get tired or bored. And you should repeat frequently.
Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar.
As they are the dearest words to Allah. Prophet Muhammad says, in the authenticated hadith, the words dearer to Allah are four.
Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar.
It does not matter which you say first. These words cause the sins to fall from the worshipper. The reward of that supplication is great. Prophet Muhammad says, in the authenticated hadith, whoever is stingy about spending his wealth, and fears to fight the enemy, and is in terror of enduring the night, should repeat them frequently.
Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar.
So, always try to purify yourself from the get-go. You must know that atheists only spread because of our sins. And now, we proceed to the topic of this episode. The proofs for God's existence are countless. Who is it that could enumerate all His creation, blessings, bounty, and countless proofs for His existence and perfection in number? The Noble Quran provides 3 stages of major evidence that proves the existence of the Creator, and many other stages. One might ask, how could you use the Noble Quran as an allegation against atheists who don't believe in it? The answer is, we only present the mental proofs that the Noble Quran put regarding proving the existence of the Creator. Such proofs are equal in the consideration of those who believe in the Noble Quran, and those who don't. Because they are mental proofs. The 3 major proofs that the Noble Quran provides are, the first proof, existence. Everything that's brought into being, existed after it wasn't here, must have an originator, a creator. The whole universe, with everything in it, like material, laws and orbits, is unquestionably created. The universe was brought into being, emerged after it didn't exist. The thing that's created has an undoubted proof for its creator. All mankind believe in such axiom. Stephen Hawking says, in his famous book, A Brief History of Time, the fact that cosmos has a beginning point, has religious requisites. Frank Tipler, an American physicist, says, I've started my career as an atheist. And I didn't even imagine that laws of physics will push me towards believing in the Creator. Everything that's created has an undoubted proof for its creator. Therefore, each atom, particle and atomic activity, in this universe are proofs for the existence of the Creator. That existence, these atoms and particles, this universe with everything in it, is casual and created, not eternal. Scientists agree on these facts undoubtedly without controversy. Cosmos with its all laws material is not self-sustained. Cosmos is causal. If these scientific axioms established in your mind will rush towards the Creator. You will find that it's proved that there must be a Creator for this universe. This is called existence proof. The Quranic verses that talk about that proof are countless. They push us to think and reflect upon this proof. Allah, the Almighty, says in the Noble Quran. Chapter 10 Surah Yunus, verse 101.
قل انظروا ماذا في السماوات والأرض وما تغني الآيات والنذر عن قوم لا يؤمنون.
Allah, the Almighty, says in the Noble Quran, chapter 10 Surah Al-Araf, verse 101.
ألا أولم ينظروا في ملكوت السماوات والأرض وما خلق الله من شيء.
Everything has been created or originated, has a proof for God's existence. The second proof is perfection. Everything in the existence ever, from quark, which is the tiniest particle we have ever observed, to the most gigantic celestial bodies, has a rank of functional complexity. Functional complexity means that it does a specialized function and specific mission. It has a rank of perfection. This perfection and functional complexity is a higher rank than existence. Existence is a rank, but functional complexity is a higher rank. Everything around you is designed specifically in order to perform a particular function. For instance, quark, which is the tiniest particle we have ever observed, is specifically designed to perform a particular function. The atom, photon, energy, laws of physics, everything accomplishes a mission in this universe. Radioactive elements have a role in differentiating the layers of Earth. Everything is brought to perfection. Chemical bonds between atoms, ionic and covalent. Chemical bonds between atoms that occur to form molecules. Why does the atom accept that bond and reject another one? Why do oxygen and hydrogen bind together to form water, while my skin and tiles of ceramics, I stand on, don't bind together? Bonds between atoms are the one that leads to all shapes and variations around us. Everything around you has a rank of functional complexity, and harnessed to do a particular job. This complexity, harness and perfection is a proof for creation and creativity. Therefore, David Deutsch, a famous British atheist and physicist at the University of Oxford, mocks the state of atheists as he says, "If anyone claims not to be surprised by the special features that the universe has, he is hiding his head in the sand. These special features are surprising and unlikely. Perfection in the universe really surprises the scientists." Countless are the Quranic verses that talk about that proof. Allah, the Almighty, says in the Noble Quran. Chapter 27 Surah Al-Naml, verse 88.
صنع الله الذي أتقن كل شيء.
Allah, the Almighty, says in the Noble Quran. Chapter 32 Surah Al-Naml, verse 7.
الذي أحسن كل شيء خلقه.
Allah, the Almighty, says in the Noble Quran. Chapter 87 Surah Al-A'la, verses 1 to 3.
سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى.
Prepare another response of sophistry. Even before considering that proof that perfection has. So, David Deutsch was right when he described them as ostriches, hiding their heads in the sand. For instance, just look thoughtfully and contemplate the perfection in orchid flowers. Orchid is a flower that exactly shape the image of the female bee. So, when the male bee comes to try to pollinate it, pollen stick in its head. And it does the same process in another orchid. So it pollinates the flowers without even knowing. The strangest thing is, that orchid flowers emit the same odor that the female bee emits. Not only its shape, but its pheromone too. Orchid is a creature that knows nothing of its needs. And it does nothing for its affairs. However, it has wonderful rank of perfection. Despite the fact that these orchids have a wonderful perfect function for pollinating, these flowers live in a state of environmental balances with other creatures. They don't overwhelm them. They don't spread so fast in the land at the expense of other flowers. Glory be to Allah, the creator of all things, who included creativity in his creation. Charles Darwin himself confessed a year before his death that, what the orchids do shook his head vaguely. It shook his agnosticism. It shook his disbelief. Of course, Arab atheists aren't shook or touched by such matters, as they live in a state of stupidity and ready sophistry. Proofs of perfection are so extraordinary. By looking into these proofs and reflecting upon their diversity and accuracy, makes anyone be sure of the existence of the Creator, the Inventor, the Supreme Fashioner, the Guide, the All-Knower, the All-Wise, the All-Powerful. If you want to observe some aspects of God's perfection, you can go to any laboratories of medical analysis, and look at the criteria for hormone control in our bodies. For instance, The concentrations in blood for growth hormone is 5 nanograms. Using a simple equation, you will find out that a single gram of that hormone can be divided by 3,000 people. Look at the awesome accuracy. If the percentage of that hormone increased by parts of 100 million of gram, this will result in gigantism. And if the percentage of that hormone decreased by parts of 100 million of gram, this will result in dwarfism. Complete changes in the structure of the skeleton, gigantism or dwarfism, as a result of increase or decrease by a tiny fraction of that hormone. Regarding adrenaline hormone, that amazing hormone, which you feel its impact at the moment of fear or danger. It speeds her heart rate, pumps the blood to muscles and increase your power of alertness. This hormone is found by a stunning tuning in your blood. Using a simple equation, you will find out that a small spoonful of that hormone can be allocated to the whole Egyptian people. Do you imagine that a small spoonful of that hormone can be allocated to 100 million people? This is the most marvelous accuracy and perfection you have ever seen. Allah, the Almighty, says in the Noble Quran. Chapter 54 Surat Al-Qamar, verse 49.
إِنَّا كُلَّ شَيْءٍ خَلَقْنَاهُ بِقَدَرٍ.
The third proof is care. Caring for human beings. If you looked into critical limits that form your biological functions, the accuracy of your hormones, the hotel of blessings and bounties you live in, land produces food and a sky rains water. Allah, the Almighty, says in the Noble Quran. Chapter 80 Surat Abasa, verses 24 to 26.
فَلْيَنْظُرْ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَى طَعَامِهِ أَنَّا صَبْنَا الْمَاءَ صَبًّا ثُمَّ شَقَقْنَا الْأَرْضَ شَقًّا.
An integrated hotel around you, and innateness inside you that adjust your morals, and always alert you whenever you made mistakes, or was unjust to anyone. Prophethood that came to us. Prophets who came to adjust our knowledge, and deeds, and countless bounties. If you consider all of these, you will comprehend the proof of care. There isn't only perfection, but care and harnessing, for us, as well. Everything that is around you is harnessed for you. The structure of everything that surrounds you indicates that you are pampered. As the American neuroscientist John O'Keefe said, we are surrounded by divine care. Awards and discoveries are only discoveries of the aspects of care in this universe. Then, scientists get awards for those discoveries. Countless are these blessings. The blessing of guidance by innateness, and prophethood, and blessings of worldly abundance. Allah, the Almighty, says in the Noble Quran. Chapter 31 Surat Al-Shara, verses 78 to 79.
الذي خلقني فهو يهدين والذي هو يطعمني ويسقين.
The more you look in the universe around you, the more harnessed aspects, for you find. Michael Denton, a British agnostic geneticist, in his book, Nature's Destiny, listed thousands of discovered scientific proofs which emphasize that harnessing. That emphasize the precision of everything around you for you. It's a wonderful book regarding this topic, and it's published by Barahin Center. Allah, the Almighty, says in the Noble Quran. Chapter 31 Surat Luqman, verse 20.
ألم تروا أن الله سخر لكم ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وأسبغ عليكم نعمه ظاهرة وباطنة ومن الناس من يجادل في الله بغير علم ولا هدى ولا كتاب منير.
There are people who will argue, and be ready to accuse you of telling lies, even before hearing your evidence. They live the life of sophistry like idiots. God's willing, in the next episode, we will respond to atheists' most notorious sophistry in this topic. Proofs for God's existence. I hope you've already finished the last two books, The Supreme Message, and Mind Penetration. For today's assignments to read, for several upcoming episodes, as its big book, important reference and one of the best Arabic books in this section, Proofs for God's Existence. This book is Proofs for God's Existence, by Dr. Sami Amiri. Due to its big size, we will only read the first chapter, till the next episode. You can find the book in the first link in the description. Thanks for listening. May Allah reward you well. May Allah's peace, mercy, and His greetings be upon you.